each opening, each of these are runners choose.
I hope they pick different ones. It's always exciting. Oh, here
Always.
LewdDolpin opens with a Sanctuary opening, but it didn't pay off.
While John does the same. It's a little
He got a little stuck on the priest there, but
yeah,
it's on his way. Oh, we have a vanilla green pendant in Eastern Palace. Interesting that they're pretty much doing the same openings.
Yep.
They're probably hoping from bombs from the poultry, I would imagine.
They're both killing the little enemy. And it's red rupees.
That might be an asset. It might help them redeem those 500 rupees at Zora a lot faster.
Of course, and it will let them buy bombs too.
Unfortunately, the hoarder for JohnRossums only provided hearts. Nothing at the Lumberjack's cave, so Aga 1 may not be required yet.
Not yet. Looks
It
like 10 rules upgrade.
Doesn't look like too much in the Lost Woods so far yet either.
And the heart container.
The stage of the game,
That's
the heart
good.
container's always... Yep, more health means less deaths.
Early game hearts are always good. It's more safeties, less deaths.
And less time and frames lost, hopefully. Meanwhile, JohnRossums is clearly heading straight to Kakariko, where a lot of potential items await him.
Let's see if he decides to buy bombs immediately or go in Blind's Hut. He's going for Blind's Hut.
He's probably hoping for bombs there, so he won't have to double dip.
Yep. Oh, what a price spike from the poultry.
Oh,
I guess Lewd killed 4 enemies, and that got him 32 bombs total.
Oh, the boots! The book! And a piece of heart. That's not exciting.
Yeah. 50 rupees, that's okay. But that was basically the Desert Care package.
The book and boots. That's a pretty good combo early game.
They only needed gloves to finish the Desert Palace dungeon. Blue getting his boots and some literature.
Looks like the well is proving not to be quite as full of items, but he now has bombs, so he won't have to come back down.
And there's just more bombs behind the Bombay Bar wall in Blind's Hut.
And the well wasn't as good, but he has quite a bit of money. He will be able to visit the bottle vendor and probably get 1 rupee knowing this game, honestly.
Yeah.
He's dipping back into Blind's Hut, but he will be disappointed, I feel.
He'll get a bit more bombs for himself, but he will probably have to buy some, just in case.
Yeah, 4 I do not think would be enough in total.
In general, a common opening is followed by doing the minimal dome cave, and if you don't have any other weapon, bombs are quite effective.
Only 100 rupees for 5, not a very good deal. Link needs to learn how to barter.
He doesn't even have a sword.
LewdDolpin doesn't like the cuckoos at all. He threw one into a bomb.
Yep.
It looks like Lewd picked up a shield, it looked like.
Fight or shield.
So far, this Kakariko is proven to be not too bad. Oh, a sword in the bar.
Alright. Always a good place to have a sword.
That should open up quite a few options for him.
At least it will allow them to kill enemies easily.
Only, I guess Lewd is deciding that 300 rupees looks very good. They must be planning a trip to Zora in the near future.
Well, what would you do if you found 300 bucks in the library, sitting on the shelf?
I'd probably take them, honestly.
Yeah, just like our runners.
It looked like John reconsidered for a moment and decided that it would be best to pick it up. There are not very many 300 rupee drops in the game. Oh, the hammer!
The hammer!
And that guy calls it trash. That's a necessary item to win the game.
Yeah, that's not trash.
And they finally check Link's house for 50 rupees. That should help quite a bit. He has more than enough. LewdDolpin now has more than enough rupees to do anything. So now it's time to investigate escape and smash into the castle walls.
Yep, looks like he'll pay a visit to the uncle.
Well, that tree was not very item-filled.
You can't pull the tree again if you haven't killed any enemies.
I was unaware of that fact. That's nice of Uncle, like, having 50 bucks on him. It's like, here, Link, here's your inheritance.
Yeah, I'm dying. He has 50 bucks.
And it looks like they picked up another piece of heart to complete their set. And we're seeing some route divergence.
Yes, finally. So, John is heading for the dam, and probably Emerald Cave following this.
But he doesn't have too many bombs, so his options are limited. But he does have a sword.
He does have a sword. While LewdDolpin is looking to get in the...
Hoping for an item in escape, basically.
Yep. It looked like he was going away, but... Alright,
he changed his mind. And yes, as predicted, John is heading straight to the medieval dorm cave. And he realizes that you can walk on the bottom of almost any bomb that's been in the game. Oh, the blue mail. That will help in the early game. That's actually quite the find.
But nothing required in that cave. It's not that exciting.
Well, it is. It's certainly better than, you know, single arrow.
Yeah.
And this will tell us that there's an item in the dark, and I don't think there is. I might miss track of how many items LewdDolpin acquired in the escape sequence.
Well, he still has to do the back of escape.
True. That will be the true test. If he finds things like the compass or a key in there, that means there's one in the dark.
Well, he already got the key.
Oh, then he should be...
If he finds the map, then there's something in the dark. If he doesn't, it's the map. But he doesn't have the gloves yet. So.
And it looks like they're doing the opposite actions now. That seems to happen quite a bit in some of these runs.
Yep, especially in the openings. It's quite interesting that John is heading out of castle.
Did he change his mind? Oh, he didn't check the uncle. He forgot to check uncle.
Alright.
He has to pick up his inheritance money.
Yeah. It's interesting that John didn't go all the way to the Ice Lord Cave. Because I think that's what most people do.
He might have figured it was too far out of the way.
Yeah,
Or only one chest. But that
and I
could cost
hate
him.
it with this. Lude having a little difficulties with his spins.
But he
We'll get
gets
his
it
blue
through
mail.
the sun. As well as some other garbage.
Even more money.
But other defend their positions. They have the same inventory almost. John will
Yep.
be picking up the red meringue very shortly.
Zelda's a cell.
Lude is also passing up the ice cave
Alright.
in favor of.
Going to Argina.
Oh, that.
Well,
He could also enter desert because he has the book.
Yep.
That might be his play right now.
that's certainly a good play in my opinion.
He won't be locked out at all, and he can actually complete it as is.
He doesn't
It
have
might-
the gloves. He cannot
yeah.
complete,
Oh, I forgot about that.
but he can
That's
get
okay.
all the other chests.
Yeah, he can get all the items in there, unless one is on the boss.
Yeah.
Which, in this version of the Randomizer, seems a little unlikely. They seem to like their burritos.
They like their burritos.
This old man proved to be kinda poor with only 20 rupees.
That's why he's living in a cave, I guess.
That makes sense. In the middle of a desert at the...
Yeah. Alright, we will see what's on the ledge. The
Oh.
gloves.
Well, then, he can complete this dungeon because he
Yep.
has access to the power gloves. They might be bad, but in this case, it's good.
They're always bad.
So bad.
So bad. The gloves. But yeah, that's pretty exciting for LewdDolpin.
So that's almost vanilla gloves if you think about it, because you get the gloves in this dungeon. They're right next to this one.
Yep. Like someone just went in the dungeon, took the gloves, said,
I don't
not
need
useful.
these.
I don't need
Oh,
these.
the Master Sword.
Well,
That LewdDolpin picking up the Master Sword very early.
we will see a Naganim Wild Seed.
Quite possible. It depends on what other items are found. But since this dungeon only has 2 items, he knows that he does not have... Oh wait, no, he still would, because the glove, the power glove, doesn't count as an item in the dungeon if it's not actually in it, huh?
Yeah, you're right.
So he could find something else very useful here.
And it's sure, and it's a very quick check, this dungeon.
This seed is proving to be almost the opposite of this seed last night that I helped commentate on, where they're finding swords very early, they're finding key items early as well.
And meanwhile, in the back room of Sahashalas, some more bots for John. He's now sitting on 1,224 rupees.
Moon Pearl, that is a very good find. This could indicate early Dark World.
Yep.
Via the swamp and near Kakariko.
They have pretty much all the Dark World open right now. And John flipping
that's
into
amazing.
Eastern Palace.
It
That's
could-
something.
If the bow's there, it could be a good play, but otherwise... Well, it is a pendant dungeon. He might not need to actually complete this one. We might not have a pencil seed.
But he might find good items, unlike this Artwork
Oh
Blade.
no, LewdDolphin has saved and
Oh,
quit.
I
But he
understand.
would...
He cannot
Oh, yeah.
complete Desert without a fire source.
Oh yes, that makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
It's little things like that that can be difficult to remember, but it seems like LewdDolphin is on the top of his game. But he has a lot of options. He can check this out.
Yep, very good idea.
I think in the vanilla game it's only a piece of heart, but
And
in
now
this
it's a
game
whole
it's
heart.
upgraded.
A whole heart.
Maybe it grew over time into a full heart.
John just got some more bombs in Eastern. That's very
Hopefully.
exciting.
Yeah, it seems like Eastern may have not been the right play. And Lewd is heading into the back half of Escape. Maybe you'll find something awesome there. Given the seed so far, it actually seemed kind of likely. Oh, the magic cape. That's reasonably awesome. But
Yep.
he still doesn't have a light source that he needs.
But if he didn't find the map, that means the map is in the dark. So they actually won't need to check
that
this
is
at
awesome.
all.
You won't need a light source for that, at least, but...
Yep.
Meanwhile, it looks like John only found a compass in the big chest. That's always disappointing to find something useless in the big chest. Nope, Blue, you have to go the long way around, unfortunately.
Have to go in the forest.
But he has a large number of options right now. And hopefully he doesn't get too overwhelmed with all of them.
I think he's already
odds are
going...
only one will be correct.
Yep. I think he's already making a good choice, sticking to the logic. And not
logic
breaking
is
to
indicating
this
this.
fountain.
He might not be very good at dark rooms, but it seems like John is quite adequate at the few in Eastern Palace.
Yep.
Oh, it looks like he's just going to go with the standard. Nope, he is just in the buns.
And he found the burrito.
That means the boss is holding some sort of item.
Meanwhile, Lewd is dipping into Skullwood.
Good choice.
Which, in this version, always seems to have some kind of required item.
I've noticed that in almost every seed I've played, that there's usually something cool in here. So it usually is a very solid play.
John getting his heart container too. Let's see if he will go to desert. Because at this point...
Oh, the flute.
The flute.
That's a very good find, but there's still one more item here. It seems like he may be passing up on it. Nope, never mind, he changed his mind. Oh, in case he dies, he doesn't want to walk forever. Unlikely as that is with his number of hearts, it's still possible.
Maybe he's just not confident enough in his bomb jump, but he got it pretty solid, second try.
I think there is one more chest he can get to.
Yep, the one in the third, the dungeon.
It's certainly worthwhile to find. Meanwhile, John is coming up on the Desert Palace.
Alright, that means he will be getting his Master Sword and gloves soon.
Yes, I imagine he will be very happy to acquire those items. Not even 20 minutes in, and both players will have Master Swords.
Lewd freezing the mummies with his boomerang. That's a good idea. They won't get in his way.
And the last accessible chest. Hopefully it is a good item.
Don't die.
Oh, the red mail. That
Red
while
mail.
not, it doesn't assist his progression, but it certainly will assist his survivability.
Well, if he decides to do something like the Thing Blind now,
Blind would be a joke now. I hope that would be the play I would do, to go straight into Thieves Town.
Yep.
Even if it was a pendant dungeon, just because it would be so easy to clear.
I mean, with green mail, I would be afraid going in with so much with this amount of hearts. But with head mail, it's certainly something.
I believe the red mail reduces damage to 25% more. Oh, and LewdDolpin looks like he is considering getting that heart container. With only 6 hearts, it is a good play.
Not dying is always a good play.
Yes. Living is always ideal in these runs. And that early magic cape certainly will help get it.
Getting this heart container may look like a time loss, but it's certainly better than walking back a whole dungeon just to get back to the boss.
Especially More so if you die in the longer dungeons like Ice Palace.
Yeah, or Misery Mire.
Yes, both dungeons. That would be very unfortunate to die in. I don't... Have they done a map check in the Dark World?
I don't think so, but looks like...
It looks like the trackers have
yeah.
been created. It looks like Thieves Town is a crystal, so Lude will want to do it.
Definitely.
Another piece of heart in the Sea House.
And the crystals 5 and 6 are Skullwoods and Turtle Rock.
Yeah. That's interesting. Pod is pendant, and so is Eastern Palace and Desert Palace. And I looked away from one and didn't see what Lude got there. But given that the trackers do not seem to be changing, it must have not been something too critical.
Our tracker just notifying us that Lude did a map check in the Dark World.
Awesome.
Oh, while he's clearing well, not Kakariko village, the village of Outcast, John is going for the Hype Cave. So that's a big road change. Let's see what he's got. Temple Sword, Piece of Heart, Bombs, and a Blue Ruby. Meanwhile, Luke gets his half magic, Thieves Town. John's doing his map check.
Oh wow, John also has the Tempered Sword. That is most certainly an asset. Oh,
And the bow!
Oh, it just seems to be coming together quite quickly for these players.
Yep. Lots of offensive options.
Oh, and the Quake Medallion at the Wool Stumpy. I believe that is the name.
Yep. Old Stumpy or something. We don't know yet.
Well, he already has quite a few good items. He might be feeling confident. But that could be his downfall.
Looks like he will be following LewdDolpin into the Dark World. At the village
He's
of
realized
Outcast.
that he needs the 10 minutes to go to Shortwell.
Lude getting some burrito. The bombable floor home. Looks like John will be going into Skullwoods. Try and get a few items along the way. If I remember correctly, he will only find the red mail if he dips far enough. And a small key here, so he won't have to do the long way around to get back to the big chest.
All is good. Oh,
Interesting way to do the bomb jump.
unfortunately, it was not very successful the way.
And ooh, a hole.
That's not a good way to clear that pit either. But he has found the flute. He will be happy to see that. That opens so many options up.
But they got the
it's-
foot over there.
and it is a requirement to beat the game with this seed due to Mystery Mire being a crystal.
It looks like he won't be getting his red mail.
That's unfortunate, but
Yep. We might see him get it. He decides to
he
play
does have to
afterwards.
come back, so.
Yep.
And he can't complete the dungeon as is, so it is beneficial to perhaps come back later. Meanwhile,
He's
LewdDolpin is on the blind fight. We'll see how it goes. With the Master Sword and Red Mail, it should be pretty easy. I think I heard that blind takes the same damage from all swords, so the Master Sword doesn't quite help him.
It has a longer range than Fighter Sword.
This is true. Oh,
But
he's
otherwise-
taking quite damage, but he's using the magic cape to make sure it works. And the first dungeon clear is by LewdDolpin.
And the blind man had the cane.
That's a fitting irony.
Yes,
Irony.
very fitting.
Like I like that irony.
Well, he needed it, and now you just killed him, so here. I just walk away with the cane. And yes, just as Higley Dragon Plays is pointing out in chat, blind always takes 3 hits per phase, no matter with what you're hurting him.
On the upside, that does mean that even the fighter sword can beat him just as easily as the golden sword.
Yep, you're right.
And the mirror in the digging game. John may end up kicking himself for skipping that digging game.
Yes, I hope he will just do it while going back south. After
Because due to the Swamp Palace being a crystal, he will require that mirror at some point. And Lou's putting that mirror to good use immediately. Checking out this cave, which I think in the vanilla game had a piece of heart. But in this game it only has 20 rupees.
It's always a good feeling to have the mirror while going this route.
Yes, it was
And
a
like-
very good find for him.
Yep. It's even better when you have the shovel, because you can just check it too on the same screen as old Stumpy.
You know, it seems like Lewd is collecting many of the same items that John has, other than that tempered sword.
Yep, they are finding the items the other one found.
It's
John.
always interesting to see how the roots can diverge and reconverge in the end, and then diverge again.
John just got his bow.
Here we are at
first floor.
the Hype Cave. I'll admit I sort of blinked at one point. I'm not sure if John visited the Hype Cave.
Yeah, he did. I don't. Yeah,
Oh.
he got a temple sword out of it.
Now, everything makes sense to me now. That's always good.
Oh. John missing his pot throw.
Now they all seem to... They are equivalent once more, other than Mir and Cape.
Yep. And John will get the cane soon enough. Let's hope he will also get the mirror.
That might be what he was waiting for, to clear this and then dip to the south to see what he could find.
Yep.
Meanwhile, we're having a pyramid check. I guess Aga 1 is not required this seed.
Nope, not
Unfortunately.
required at all.
Or perhaps fortunately for our runners. Oh, the shovel.
A shovel.
There could be something very valuable buried.
Or maybe just a single green rupee.
Or the arrow.
Yep. But you need the arrow. The validation arrow.
Oh, yeah, you need to kill Ganon with that arrow. He's weak to that.
And going for the catfish.
A very solid play. It is accessible. So he might as well, since he is in the area.
Yep. I'm curious to see what he will do after this.
But yes, both players are making pretty solid plays so far.
And he will probably be able to get to Zorha now that he has the mirror. Yep.
He turned his nose up at that 20 rupees.
Yeah,
but
when you
this
have
is an excellent opportunity to visit Zora on his boat.
Yep.
And what is
have
on
a
the
ledge
edge?
check.
3 bombs. Not very enticing.
I don't see them going back for these 3 bombs.
No, I find it very unlikely at this point in time. Oh, he went a little too far there.
It's always tempting to go a little far.
Here we are. Will these 500 rupees be well spent?
Rightly, to do the ferry, you need to have the 5 and 6 crystals. So he cannot do it now.
Oh, I think he's talking about the waterfall ferry, actually, in chat.
Yeah,
but
the waterfall ferry.
without the flippers, and you can't do fake flippers from that spot, I believe.
Yep. And he's going to check
best
the
bet.
shovel.
Who knows what's been buried there? This is a little strange to see no flippers at this point. Usually the seeds tend to be a little bit more generous as something important is behind flippers. Oh, the blue cane.
The other cane.
Well, not a progression item. That could be very useful. But
They already have the
I
cape.
guess the cape might be... Yeah, the cape is less laggy. So, it's not as useful, but hey,
Certainly
it
has
is an item.
its uses.
Oh, and John collects the mirror. I bet he's quite happy to have that now, because that gives him a lot of mobility options. Coupled with the flute.
We'll see some.
I wonder where Lewd's going to go first. Probably Death Mountain, I would imagine. Because that's the one area he hasn't checked yet.
Or maybe he will do a Fate Flippers and check the waterfall ferry.
Oh, he is going to Death Mountain. But it looks like he's doing the Dark Old Man path.
Dark Cave road spread is solid. We'll be saving the old man. And meanwhile John goes for the back of escape, or the back of sewers. I don't think he will find anything interesting in there.
Wow. Such a nice old man. Oh, you saved me. Here's $20. But it does unlock the valuable start point for there, which will certainly speed things up.
Yep, definitely.
And here's a check of the Spectacle Cave. Very exciting stuff. Unfortunately, what's in it is not so exciting.
Nope. And the vanilla piece of heart on top of the Spectacle Rock Cave.
I wonder if Lewd will collect it, because he only has 8 heart containers so far.
Yep.
Which, even with red mail, is painfully low. Yep, he is collecting it. It almost completes it. One more. Oh, he's going to do a tablet check. I would, because he's
It's
right
on the way.
there.
Yep.
Even if it's bad, it doesn't waste too much time. Oh, the golden sword!
Already,
the butter sword, as this community likes to call it.
34
I'm certain-
minutes in.
And already the most powerful sword. Well, River Dragon plays, even with the flute, if he needs to be on Death Mountain, it is faster to start from Death Mountain via that point. Ben to start at Link's house and Fen flew up.
Turning his nose on some burrito.
Looks like the basement is locked for the time being. Lewd may have to come back in when he acquires a fire source if he doesn't find one here.
Yep, having to come back just for the basement in there
Is painful.
it's painful.
Well, the cave is pretty straightforward once you have it memorized. Of all the dark rooms, it is probably the easiest to get done and learn to master.
Yep.
That's one item down for the tower repair. Looks like he will be dropping down below to get that big chest. Or from above, rather. Dropping from below doesn't make too much sense, unfortunately.
Unless you're in Paradise Cave.
This is true. Oh, a key. Well, that means... Well, he doesn't have a fire source, so going to the basement, unfortunately, still would not work at this time.
The whole dorm must have either the compass or the other item.
I bet LewdDolpin is hoping right now that the boss has that item, so he will not have to come back, potentially an hour later, for all we know.
Looks like John is following right in his footsteps. Going to Hera 2.
The older worm is extremely easy with the butter sword if he can get those hits in.
Yep. And he
Two
got him.
strikes no matter what, and that worm is exploded. Thank goodness.
John is getting...
Oh, he does not have to come back in, but it was only a heart container. Oddly vanilla.
John is getting trolled by a dead rock and decided to come back to kiss the old man.
Meanwhile, John will be very happy in the coming minute or so, due to that butter sword, if he remembers to check it.
Yep.
But still, they are missing some key progression items. They must be up here, because I can't think of too many more locations for them.
Let's see what's on the floating island, and it's just 20 bucks again.
I thought that's what it was when I saw it for a split second. Spiral Cave is a good play, because I have noticed in many seeds, it does tend to give something of note.
It's always fun to do the Spiral Cave with boots.
Oh, 3 bombs. Well, he only had 15 left. He was running a little low.
Yeah, the game's just like, here, get more bombs. You will need them. One-shotting the enemies. That's the benefits of having a butter sword.
Other than Shovel and Blue Cane, it seems like they're... And the Red Mail, they're about equally matched in items once more. The Blue Meringue, unfortunately, in that cave.
Completing their set of boomerangs.
Well, you can't use both at once.
Let's see that game.
Oh, the flippers. Oh, and the Titans myth. That opens up large chunks of the game.
That's definitely a good play.
Yes, this cave proved to be quite potent for LewdDolpin. Where will they go now from here? They have quite a few options, and I hope that they pick the right one. Because odds are only 1 or 2 of them will be the right choice. Looks like we're going to see what the Dark World side of Death Mountain has in store. Well, he likes the hookshot for the hookshot cave, but there has been new strategies to bonk over to one chest at least to acquire its item. That's a bit of a sequence break.
It can it's actually in the logic.
It is?
Yep.
That's amazing. I hope I never get a seed like that. I'd probably forget.
I once found a hookshot in that chest.
That's incredibly dirty on the logic's part.
Yep. Single rupee
and
10 arrows. Disappointing.
He paused there for a moment, just out of disappointment, I imagine.
Meanwhile, we'll see John doing his own Boredom fight, also with the Border Sword.
He's skipping the hookshot cave for the time being. He might not be aware of the bonk strategy, or he just wants to check out what he might be considering going into Turtle Rock.
Yes.
He might not have either of the elemental rods, but
depending on what's in the first few chests, he can get pretty far in the dungeon.
I actually wonder if this could be like a double dip T-Rock seed.
It could be very interesting.
"40 minutes in and going into Turtle Rock, the second last dungeon in this game."
Right? While John's doing his East DM check, he will probably get...
How can he only get one chest to really Dragon plays? He has all the tools to get very deep into this place, I believe.
It all depends on the key locations. He got a key here. And if he gets another key in the Chain Chomp's home, he can get pretty far.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have a fire source.
Yeah.
Keep forgetting about that. Hopefully the fire source comes in soon. Otherwise this might turn into a triple dip.
So if he doesn't find a key in the Chain Chomp's home, his trip will stop there.
Unless it's a fire rod, then that would be quite the logic chain. And it's a key, he will be continuing.
Yep. Going even further.
Further into state. With this amount of heart containers, it is a little dangerous, even with red mail. I know, I would not be comfortable with this many heart containers, because I'm not very good at the combat in this game. I get hit quite a bit.
Yeah. It's also very fun to have the powder going in this dungeon, given the amount of anti-fairies there. Meanwhile, John will get his flippers and the Titansmiths.
And I have a feeling he may do the same plays.
Yep.
Let's see if this key gets traded for another key. Oh, the big key. That's the key.
Does that mean he can get all the way to the laser bridge?
Yes, he has full access. This could be quite the play for LewdDolpin.
This could be the play.
And yes, this is a very weird seed, but I have seen weirder.
No, John, not this way. Pretty common to get confused in between the both worlds.
It does happen from time to time.
Yep.
Meanwhile, both players seem to know the erase blocks with the mirror trick. Like, it makes me wonder just how some of these tricks are discovered. Like, it wasn't in the manual. It maybe was mentioned in Nintendo Power to use the mirror to delete blocks.
Well, it's certainly not the way the mirror was intended to be used.
No, because if it was, it would work in dungeons just fine. But no, that just makes you salty if you use it in the dungeon trying to do that.
Try using it in Misery Mire.
Or Ice Palace.
Yeah. John's going for the bunkable chest.
Mimic Cave, what do you have to offer? A piece of heart, unfortunately. Oh, he's going to do the bonk strategy.
Yep.
Hopefully. Oh, that's that jelly played dirty. Or whatever it may be called.
He's going to kill the jelly.
I would after that.
Right. One more.
I think this is a relatively new technique discovered to acquire that chest. Unfortunately, it did not pay out dividends, and he's not heading to Turtle Rock.
Nope.
This could prove to be very costly.
Let's see if Lewd's trip will end here, if he doesn't get a key. He's locked.
I mean, for that would be quite the logic not to get keyed here, I think. That means there might very well be an item past the 4 torch room.
Yep.
Oh no, he doesn't have a light source. I hope he knows what he's doing in here.
Yep.
But being able to see Link's silhouette, however, helps quite a bit.
Surprisingly, this home may seem hard, but when you're used to do it, it's not really hard to do in the dark.
It does feel like Lewd has quite a bit of dark room experience.
Yep, looks like he knows what he's doing.
You know, on John's side, it looks like the Meyer shed was not very good, but he'll probably undoubtedly check checkerboard room.
Yep.
Or cave. Still trying to learn some of the lingo for all these locations.
LewdDolpin deciding to take the exit just in case he dies.
It's a very solid call. It only costs 10 seconds to do. Oh. I hope he remembers that he has a...
Yep. Okay,
yes,
and
he
half
remembered.
magic. Gotta make use of them.
Key? That means if he had everything, he could proceed to the boss. Oh, the ice rod.
The ice rod.
If the fire rod is in that last chest, he can fight next right now. No, not right now.
That would be quite a
dead,
seed.
But that would be quite the fight. He has half magic, so... But he will have to refill it somehow. Oh, plus side
Just a bomb upgrade.
I believe that is the last item in the dungeon.
Yep. Unfortunately, he didn't get anything useful other than the ice rod.
Even that's not... Well, only to beat Trinex, that's its only real usage. The fire rod must be somewhere else in the world.
At least this could be a good play if this means he won't have to search for it.
So no, the logic's not saying to double dip T-Rod, potentially, unless... Well, obviously an important item can't be behind that 4 torches room, because... Maybe. The logic can be hard to read some days.
Well, it's not a double dip since he found nothing useful, except the ice rod, but it's only useful for the boss. But it does mean he won't have to search for the ice rod outside the dungeon.
Nope, he can proceed straight to the boss, no problems.
And this might be
the hobo had an entire heart for John.
Yep.
That's always awesome.
Checking his checkerboard cave. Meanwhile, John is going for Ice Palace. Yep.
Yep.
Or maybe the Waterfall Fairy. Yeah, the Waterfall Fairy.
Either are good plays. The Waterfall of the Wishing has 2 chests available.
Yep. Lewd is going to Palace of Darkness. But
unfortunately, only money awaited him there, and that's, well, certainly it's good to be rich. At the moment, he has nothing really to spend money on.
he could always buy potions at the Witch.
This is true. Oh yeah, Lewd has not been here yet.
Yep. I don't think there was anything good. Except money, of course.
Nothing wrong with some money.
Money is everywhere in the seed.
They could use some blue goo later on.
Yep. Maybe the seed requires them to buy
Yeah, maybe. He also might be thinking, oh, when I'm done with Pod, I will do Eastern and turn in that pendant. That would be a good play, hopefully.
Always
because who knows, the fire rod would be from that. We also don't know what's in the pedestal.
Yep.
The odds of it being needed in a seed, I believe, according to developers, is about 17% of all seeds.
John going for the Ilia item.
Oh,
it was the lamp.
Oh,
that's right. We haven't seen that yet.
Is there something in the dark part of escape? I don't think there was. I think everything was accounted for.
Really, so it's just the map?
I believe so.
Judging by all the items they got?
Meanwhile, it looks like Misery Mire's being checked out by John once again.
Yep.
And it needs Quake as well. So the other two medallions are unfortunately useless this run. Then again, Bomb Boost might be needed to get into Ice Palace, depending on where the Fire Rod is.
You can beat all of Ice Palace with combos.
Thank goodness.
Just like John doesn't know he can change directions while initiating his dash.
Indeed, that.
Oh,
it looks like he now. Well, if he didn't know before, he now knows.
now he knows.
Meanwhile, Lewd is making good progress from Pod, and it's always. It seems like both players are quite skilled, even with a diverged route.
It's always fun to see diverged route like this. Oh, you don't have a key, John.
John might not be quite remembering the layout of this dungeon.
Meanwhile,
Lewd is one of the bigger ones.
Yep. Lewd gets his Aether medallion. Not useful,
Not useful, but it's always good to collect items.
It's one less item in pod. You can always take this.
Oh, that's a very interesting trick.
Yep.
I didn't know you could do that, actually. I'm learning a lot with this match.
It's just going back.
I guess he just wanted to quickly check on something.
John's getting more than enough keys. Get where he wanted to go. Meanwhile, Lou just gets all of the pod's keys.
Yes, this is proving to be a very interesting seed so far. We're not even an hour in yet, and yet both players have quite a wide range of items and tools available to them.
Will we see Lud doing the other dark rooms?
It is a bit of a sequence break for him to be doing that at the moment, but it could pay off.
Well, it's paying off right now.
As well.
It's already paying off because he got the fire rod.
Yep.
In the dark.
He might just go straight back to Turtle Rock and beat it because he is able to do so. But it looks like I believe there's one or two more items in pod for him to find. He might also.
And what's interesting is by that looking at our other runner, the fire rod and the dark rooms pod are not even a sequence break for Lud right now, because he could have easily got his lamp.
That's true.
The island.
He does. He also has a fire source right now.
Yep. Looks like he knows where he's going, I think.
Unfortunately, all that work on John's part was only for a mere burrito.
Got something we didn't see.
I wonder what it was. That is the problem with the dark room. Sometimes it's like, I wonder what they got. We'll have to wait for them to open their menu.
Yep, and he opened his menu and he was very fast about it.
It should be a little slower for our sakes. Oh, the bug net.
Bug net in my
not useful, but it could help him get a fairy as insurance. But yes, I like both runners' progress, actually.
I think
Even if they
Dolphin's having a
diverse, they
little
feel
trouble.
that. Yes, those darkroom navigations can be difficult at times. More so when stuff is spewing fire that doesn't light up the room at them.
And John finding his big key, going for the big chest.
Lewd is in trouble. He's about to die. Unfortunately, a big chest only led to another small key, but that could be a good sign. The boss may have an item.
Well, the boss is a crystal, so
He has to fight the boss anyways.
he does want to fight the boss.
At least if he wants to beat the game, he will have to face the boss.
Dolphin is bailing out of the dungeon.
I guess they are not as practiced at that particular dark room. It is one of the trickier ones.
Yep. Even when I do it, I always take out a map to look at. It's like they're heading for the castle.
Are they thinking that perhaps... Oh, they've changed their mind?
The uncle?
But hasn't Lewd already been here?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Yeah, he is... And,
Oh, I think for magic.
I don't think that's a very efficient way to get one's magic back, unfortunately.
He has a flute and more money than he could ask for.
Yeah, but perhaps he's forgotten that you can get blue goo. Or even green goo.
Yep, and blue goo is certainly useful.
Especially when you only have one heart left. Oh, he may be remembering. Yep,
Yep. Nope.
No, I thought it was on 2 for a second. Where could you be going, Mr. LewdDolpin? I'm not going to...
He's going to check the island and hobo.
Oh, and you can see on the lake that's the lantern. He'll want that.
Meanwhile, John's doing a quick ward out of Vitreous. Very nice strategy with the cape and the border sword. Don't die here.
It seems like Vitreous is quite resistant to the buttered sword, but now we have buttered eyeball. Doesn't that sound appetizing?
And Lewd got the Sanctuary Heart.
Well, he needed that.
Yep. Let's see if he goes for the lamp on the island.
Oh, neither player has found a bauble yet. That is actually kind of surprising. That is very surprising.
Very. It's like he's going for the Ice Palace.
That would be kind of funny if the sick kid had something awesome, however.
John is going to check the Mad Bat because he got powder.
The Mad Batter usually doesn't have very good stuff, I've noticed. But this could be different this time.
Yep. It'll always be different. This is Randomizer.
Oh. More like the Mad Bomber this time around, it seems.
You're right, the Mad Bomber.
It's kind of funny. I think in the vanilla game, that Mad Batter's like, "Oh, I'll curse you," and then you have half magic, which is kind of funny.
Yep. That's exactly what he does, and I guess he just doesn't know what half magic really does. Looks like
Never know.
Dolphin's not going for the bomb jump.
It is a somewhat tricky trick to line up with.
Yep.
Sometimes. Plus, he may want to check all the chests in here. He may have to. Ice Palace is my least favorite of the bunch due to these ice floors.
Yep, ice physics in this game are really painful.
Oh, you don't have a key, LewdDolpin. That way isn't. Oh. Unfortunately, your sword does not make for a good key either.
I wonder where he's going. Going back? Is he looking to do the
well,
bomb
here's
jump?
a fairy in a bottle. We have our first bottle an hour in. Who would think we would be excited over a bottle of all things? Something that you would usually encounter in Randomizer very quickly because there are 4 of them in the game.
Now he will be saving the smiths. See what they gave him?
A full
whole
heart.
heart.
No. He does need quite a bit of help. He only has the blue mail. He might never find the red mail for whatever reason.
Little Sharky reminding us that he skipped the key from the...
Ah,
the
that
thing.
makes sense. Hey, he must have forgotten about it. No wonder he slashed at the door.
Yep, now I can relate to that.
Yes, it can be quite easy to be upset at the various NPCs and objects in this game.
Looks like the sick kid only has 20 bucks to see that bottle.
Hey, that's why he's sick. He's hoarding his money, not paying his doctor.
Yep. It's all... Oh,
A mushroom.
mushroom.
There could be something cool in that fetch quest. Or fetch chain.
Meanwhile, John's doing another fetch quest with the lunchbox.
Oh, a red shield. It seems like Ice Palace is proving to be at least decent. Which is a rarity for Ice Palace.
Well, you always get your boots on cold stair situations. And looks like he found all 3 items with the piece of heart.
Awesome. That means once I believe he can just carry right along. Oh, is he going to be trying? Nope, he's just going to go straight down.
Maybe they need the big key, since they didn't do the bomb jump.
This is true. I don't think I've seen one. I actually didn't realize there was a key in this room until like a few days ago.
It's like
I'm sure it's necessary in vanilla, but it's been so long since I've played vanilla.
even in vanilla, I could not do this dungeon like the legit way. I had to use the Cane of Samaria.
Well, that is what it's there for, to be used.
Like 10 arrows on the Bumbo's tablet, and the lunchbox only had a heart container. Which is good, but when you're starting to have 12 hearts and the lights...
He needs a progression item.
And when you're starting to have 12 hearts and the lights, you don't really want to see more heart containers.
I think at this point the only item needed for go mode on LewdDolpin's part would be the hookshot, would it not? Because I know the hookshot's needed for one boss in Swamp Palace.
It's like it.
Well, it looks like John's going into the pod. A potentially good play.
Yes, let's see if skipping the dark room and the boss will hurt LewdDolpin.
Oh wow. I didn't know there was fairies in Ice Palace. It's amazing what you learn in this game sometimes.
You must fall from the upper floor in these pots, these giant pots or something,
Like
and get
This-
fairies.
this match has proven to be quite educational.
Yep.
It's like, darn, I didn't come here to learn things.
Studying the game.
This is true. With half magic, busting open this ice shell is tricky.
Yep. And with the butter sword, should be a cake.
We almost had them pinned in the corner.
Killing the cotton candy.
Still a pretty clean kill.
Yep. And we're probably seeing John exchanging keys for more keys. Or a useless item.
Quite unfortunate. But at this point, the only way this could be a pedestal seed now would be if the hook shot is on pedestal. Which is possible.
Always possible.
Where are you going, LewdDolpin? Oh, you might be going back to Skull Woods. A good play, has all the tools to get in, beat the boss.
Yep, he can also check the pedestal, which I think is a good play.
I just hope that he remembers not to use the spin attack on Mafia due to the way the boss works. The boss
Yep.
takes no damage from spin attacks from the Butter Sword due to the way the game is programmed.
And while in Randomizer they kind of fixed it, the way they fix it is they downgrade the Butter Sword to Temple Sword for in this particular room. So the Butter Sword's flashes can hit Mothula, but if you try to spin, it won't hit him.
It's quite unusual, but it is one of the many quirks of the game.
Yep. It's because they do the same damage as the spikes, and they probably didn't want Mothula to take damage from the spikes, so they just cancelled all of this damage class damage. I don't know if this was clean.
I guess this seed, I think we have a sub 2 seed on our hands.
Very possible. Already 3 dungeons for each of them.
Nearly 4 in Lewd's case. He's coming up on the boss in a few moments.
Yep. John's getting his fire rod too.
Yes, I imagine he's happy to see that. But hopefully he manages to acquire the ice rod before dipping into throw rod.
And he will have lots less difficulties.
So, like, the ice rod was in Turtle Rock, so you would want dipping down.
He will want to
Indeed.
dip in Turtle Rock.
It
Instead of
can be
searching.
very hard sometimes keeping track of 2 players and where they've been and what they've done. It's a good thing our trackers are on the ball.
Yep. Looks like he found the second bottle. And the witch is only having a compass. So looks like Dolphin didn't miss out on that. Great. And we're having a pedestal check. Just couch cash. Right along.
So we know that this is no longer a pedestal required seat. The hook shot is clearly somewhere else.
It's somewhere.
Who knows, it could be Vanilla Swamp Palace, you never know.
Or in the left side of some palace. Which is always a trolley location.
And here we go, Luke going straight into Misery Mine.
Yep.
They have quite the lead right now.
Both our players are exchanging dungeons right now. Lewd going for Misery Mire and John going for the woods.
I believe the red mail was found in Skull Woods, so very good item to have at this point. But yes, this run is going quite well, I feel. And it's still very much anyone's game, I feel, at this time.
Yep.
I think it might fall down ultimately to who makes the biggest gamble in Ganon's Tower.
Could be. Or if John has go mode except Ice Rod and starts searching for it, that will hurt him.
Yes,
a lot.
He still needs the Ice Rod and Hookshot at this time.
Loot finding their border. And John's going for their red mail, which is always nice to have on Mozilla.
Yep, with this amount of heart containers and red mail, it should be very difficult for either player to die at this time.
Yep. Now they're only missing the silvers to make the Ganon fight.
Well, not necessarily. They could do it silverless.
Yep, with the Butter Sword it's not that hard.
I believe
But
it is
they
8
must-
spin attacks.
Yes, I think.
It actually makes me wonder if that was like an intentional alternate way to kill him,
I don't know.
rather than a glitch. Because they could have made it very easily where Ganon can only be killed by his silver arrows.
Yep. But it just turns solid for like some frames and just
During the
works.
frames, oddly enough, he doesn't get frozen in place. That said, I imagine they would prefer to find the silvers for a much faster fight.
Always. I don't see them searching for silvers, but if they find it on the way, like in Ganon's Tower or something, it's always good.
But in some ways, it would be unfortunate to find it late because it is useful to find early due to the fact it just pulverizes most bosses.
Yep. Also, I just noticed that none of our runners are using custom sprites. So we
It's
have
bit unfortunate, but
we have 2 links
sometimes,
on stream.
but sometimes just going with plain old Link is a good thing.
Yeah.
It could be. It is harder in some ways to do bomb jumps with the custom sprites because they might not be accustomed to how those sprites look on screen.
John just got his pedestal check too.
Now, and Aldi is guessing hookshot at Fat Fairy. That may be it.
Yeah. Very well be, I think.
They are starting to run out of potential options for where that could be.
And I think especially for LewdDolpin, I don't think he wants to go back in Turtlewood just yet.
I
my
imagine
play
you'll
would be,
save that for last.
yeah, save that for last and combo into GT. Checking the bumper key for whole heart.
And he's turning his nose up at it because at this point we have as with 13 hearts, he does not really need it. Looks like the Graveyard Cliff and King's Tomb will be checked next.
Yep. Maybe.
That is correct,
the
Lavin
building
Firestorm. Oh, I just realized Lewd is trying to do Misery Mire with no lamp.
Yeah, and this is making me wonder why he didn't get the lamp. He saw it. The
Yes,
island.
he is fully aware of its location, but he might be practiced enough at this room.
And this home is the worst of them? No, okay, I thought this was the one where he needed to push the block on the switch. That was, I think...
That was the first dark room in this place.
Yeah, the first dark room.
He got right through that right away without much difficulty.
Yeah, that's great.
And he's getting through these without difficulty either. This is a sign of a player that has most certainly practiced their dark rooms.
Yep.
And it is giving him a massive edge right now. And now the lead is just getting wider and wider. And here we are on, I believe, this boss. What's this boss called again? Vitreous, I think?
Vitreous. Vitreous. Or you can also call it VD. If you're friends.
It seems like Lewd has elected to try the old poke the eye out strategy.
Yep.
It
It's
is quite
definitely a
effective.
faster strat than poking with the border sword. And looks like John's will get
Disappointment.
disappointment.
I think I would collect the rupee just out of spite. It's like, fine, I'll take the rupee, catfish.
Did he check the waterfall fairy yet?
I know Lewd did. I think they both have. I'm pretty sure they both have.
Because I think we saw Lewd going there without the flippers, and he didn't check the waterfall. I don't think John...
Well, he has
earlier.
proven that he doesn't need it whatsoever.
No, I mean the waterfall fairy, the two chests. Waterfall the wishing.
Yeah, I don't remember anything cool being there. I think it was just money.
Okay, alright. John's
Oh.
going for the dark room.
And Lewd's doing the spike cave, which he has more than enough health and magic to do so.
I'm using his game. And just some burrito in the dark sewers.
Slide bombs, not a good find.
And that's why it's always good to mentally check we get out of Hyrule Castle and the escape potion. Because you might... Because John didn't have to go there.
John was thinking there for a moment.
He could
Yeah.
have guessed there was just a map.
Uh-oh, is he going towards Eastern? This could be a bad play for him. Because
Or
it
a
doesn't
negative
seem
play.
likely. Yep, well, the boss could hold the hook shot, and that would
Or
almost put
Sahash
him in go mode as well.
And Sahash Halas could have the good shot too. So the boss is equivalent to 2 items.
Whether or not one of those items is any good, well, that's up to the randomizer to decide.
Yep.
Looks like Lewd is most certainly heading towards Turtle Rock at this point. It looks like he might think maybe the hook shot's in there. I don't think I think the boss has an item. Either that or that one room that he was unable to clear due to lacking the fire rod has it.
Well, these rooms definitely have an item or something.
Yes, I think he's one item short.
He already had all the keys to get to Twilight.
Meanwhile, John's equipment getting through Eastern Palace is utterly trivial.
Hey, it's the first dungeon of the game.
It's basically like bringing a gun to a knife fight, basically, at this point.
Yep. If only he had silver or rose.
Yes, he would make extremely quick work of the Armos, but even without them, it's still a pretty easy fight.
Yep.
And we're about to see what's been waiting behind the fire rod the entire time here.
Immediately going for the legit way to do the room without the hook shot.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have the hook shot.
Yep.
Otherwise the room is over very, very quickly.
And John's getting into the Armos fight.
Just waiting for him to wake up. Looks like he's doing the fairly typical strategy of dealing with him.
Hook shot! Dolphin.
Oh, he is now officially in go mode, I believe.
That's a play. Now John
He's
really
gonna be
needs to
very
go.
disappointed.
John really needs to go in total right now.
Yes, because the ice rod is in there, and the hook shot. He won't have to double dip like Lewd. That might let him catch up.
Maybe a little, but I mean, Lewd still has.
Oh yeah, Lewd can just go straight to the boss, however,
Yes.
because he already was in here.
He still has to navigate most of the dungeon anyway.
So it seems like the play of this seed was most certainly Turtle Rock.
Yep.
John likes tugging on walls, I've noticed. Link has to get his exercise in. Keep in shape to fight all these horrible monsters and creatures. Where are you going?
Must be pretty
now?
exhausting.
Oh, what are you? He might be thinking. No, all the items in Desert Palace are accounted for, are they not?
Are they?
They
got Master Sword?
even if they aren't that, and it's not going to be an item that will assist him, unfortunately. No, he knows what's on pedestal, unless he's forgotten, in which case this is more like a read-blind pedestal.
And pedestal is just Scotch cash.
Yes, because that's certainly what you want sealed away at an ancient pedestal in the middle of the forest. Is a bunch of money.
And with 1500 rupees, that's definitely what John needs.
John has miscounted how many items he's collected here, and this is most certainly the wrong play. But it does happen. It is very easy to lose track of how many items you get in each dungeon.
Yes.
It can happen even to the best of players sometimes.
Even using trackers, I sometimes miss how many items I get.
Or you might misclick, and then you're getting false data from the tracker.
Yep.
I imagine he's very disappointed right now. All doing dungeons can be helpful. It's not the right dungeon to be doing.
I think you're reminding me that Desert also had Moonpur. Yeah.
Yep, like I thought he had collected 2 items, and they were important ones.
Getting some more exercise, waiting for the duck.
You know, Trinex is being expertly dealt with, even if he tried to do a little sneaky hit there.
Yep.
Like LewdDolpin is showing that he is quite well skilled and certainly a very potent player in his group.
Getting a quick work out of Trinex. Meanwhile, John's going into Ice Palace, which he can complete, so it's alright. Unfortunately, he won't find much useful things in there.
All he needs, if he acquires the hookshot, he will be sorta in go mode because the ice rod is in a dungeon he needs to do anyways.
Yep. But we already know where the hookshot is.
Yes, it is hiding in Turtle Rock behind the nice fire rod. But it looks like Swamp Palace is the last dungeon to be done, and then it's on to Ganon's Tower. This has been a very quick seed so far.
Yep. And
Surprisingly
Swamp Go
so.
mode is quite fast to do.
Yes, like just get that big key, get enough keys for the doors, and just rush straight through. You won't find anything else that will help him. You might find a bottle. I imagine that might be something of potential use.
Or maybe the silver arrows.
Oh yes,
I could see him go for some chest.
Yeah, just probably the easy ones, just to see if he can acquire silver arrows.
Yep.
But John seems to be doing quite well. Like, he's getting through Ice Palace at a nice pace.
He's not forgetting his key.
And he's not going for the bomb jump either. I don't blame. That one seems to be one of the trickier ones to pull off. But wow, like this has been a very good run. I'm glad I got to witness and commentate for this one thus far.
Yep, I'm glad I could commentate with you too. But it's not finished yet. Everything could happen.
Yep, Lewd could drop like 20 times on Ganon.
Let's not jinx him.
Yes, that would be kind of horrifying to witness. But he does have a commanding lead right now. Admittedly, I am a little curious what the mushroom gives, but with all these good items already collected, it probably would not give anything particularly good.
John getting his fire shield.
Not
Maybe
bad.
we'll see a mushroom check from him.
We might. It could give the silvers.
Yep.
That could help even the odds slightly if he can catch up. At the moment, his Ice Palace execution is better than Lewd's was, so he might be able to just save these seconds here and there and catch up that way.
It's like he's getting a little bit confused.
Yeah, I would be at this point, like, he knows what he's missing, he knows what he needs to complete Turtle Rock and Swamp Palace, because both of them require specific
The
items.
silver arose in the...
Oh, wow.
What should we call this? The basement of Swamp?
Yeah, it is a basement-like area.
Yeah.
And there's the big key. I believe he's basically in go mode for the rest of the dungeon.
He doesn't need
I
the
don't
main
think
key
there's
for the
another
dungeon.
above. And there's only a little key door, and the key is in the same room as the door itself, and that's Zelda.
Yep. So it was a very good idea to check these two chests.
Yeah, this seems to be the only dungeon where you can get in without the big key, I think.
And no, this isn't the only one. The Skull Woods.
Oh yeah.
Don't need the big key either.
Meanwhile, that butter sword is making very quick work of these puffballs.
Yep.
I guess all the monsters in this game are allergic to butter, then?
Maybe?
Not an allergy I would want, but you never know. And with that, it is coming up on time for Ganon's Tower for LewdDolpin. While it will take him a minute or so to get to the entrance, I think it's time for chat to begin putting in their guesses for the big key. How many chests do you think?
Yeah, there are
It will take
22
him to find
possible. There are 22 possible locations for the big key.
I think he'll find it in 15. What do you
50.
think?
Yeah. I'm going to say 12.
Okay,
I like this number.
we got 1. That would be some. I've only seen that happen once, Ridley. So you might be playing the bad odds there on that one.
You're Sharky saying all of them?
All big.
That's
That would be an interesting glitch of the randomizer. It
Yeah.
looks like loot has been laid by squirrels. I swear
Oh
there's
my
a way you can destroy those things, but I can't remember how.
I think you can powder them, or maybe Quake affects them. Something like this. John's doing a really clean fight of Ghost there.
As I said, his execution seems to be a bit better than LewdDolpin's. But he has made the wrong plays, which is a bit unfortunate.
11 Firestorms is wanting the torch key.
And Stinger wants the tile room. Oh. What have these runners done to you, Stinger? I wouldn't curse the tile room on anyone. But I've seen it be the tile room a distressing amount of times as of late.
Yep.
The randomizer does not like many of these runners sometimes. How can they be an awful person? They're a LewdDolpin. What's wrong with that?
Dolphins
Here.
are always good.
And here we go. Ganon's Tower opened up pretty much after an hour and a half of gameplay. That is very quick on Randomizer. Will he go left or right first? And it's right. Which is the play most players do. It is a very solid play. The chests are easy to grab. 1, 2, and he's going right back up.
Yep, no keys, so we'll not
Left
see
side
the...
has a higher chest density, I believe.
And without a key he can go far, except the tile room.
Oh, there is 3.
20 bucks on the torch.
Weird. That's a weird spot to keep your pocket changed, but I'm not going to question Ganon too much. Yeah, he makes his choices, I make my choices.
Unfortunately, John is doing some more overworld checks. The pyramid.
4, 5, a small key, he did need that. 6, and 7. No big key yet. Lots of small keys. We will have no problems getting around. Here's chest number 8. Oh, number 8 is the winner. It looks like the person who yeah. Oh wow! Don't go dying on us. You guessed correctly.
Well, he's already dead.
Darn.
He's the person who died.
Now, unfortunately, corpses are disqualified from the contest of guessing the right chest. Sorry, sir.
No prize for you. Doing a quick job of positioning.
Yes, those silver arrows are a massive asset. The mimics are no match for the silver arrows. Meanwhile, I think John is getting pretty desperate at this point. He's probably thinking that he has fallen a fair ways behind at this point.
Yep.
He might not be able to see what Lewd's up to, but it can be a general feeling that you're not finding items you need to progress. You're falling behind more and more.
I think it has been a long time since he has found his last progression item.
Yes, I believe the last one was the fire rod, wasn't it?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah,
Unfortunately, that's where the ice rod is. Like, that can be a dangerous line of thinking. Like thinking, oh, I need these 2 items to beat this place. But sometimes it's all too easy to get into that mental loop of, the item can't be there. I'll just keep looking for it and then go there when I have everything I need.
And he's really wanting to save Total Rock for last. But it's looking like he will go into Swamp looking for the hookshot.
Unfortunately, he will find the silvers there, but not the hookshot that he needs desperately.
He won't even be able to find the silvers. He will need the hookshot for that.
Oh no. This is a very bad play then.
We'll see him go left side. Find some things.
Lewd is progressing through the gauntlet quite nicely.
Yep.
And he's going to be using the silvers on the molas. He got 2 out of 3 on the first go. That's not bad.
That's good.
Oh, that he fired a little too soon.
Yep.
Oh, and it flew straight into its head.
Yep, just sniped him.
And a little bit of stocking up, and he's proceeding to the 5th floor.
That was a clean kill.
Yep, that room is very easy to clear with the Canis Mario. So is this one, if you time it just right.
Yep, and he got it.
Yes, like it is, like Lewd has most certainly practiced this game quite a bit. I can't think of any major routing errors that he's made during this run.
Yep. Even the Total Rock gamble quite early on was interesting. Didn't yield much.
It did at least avoid him potentially thinking, oh, the ice rod's somewhere else. It is the gamble. It might not have been the right gamble at the time, but I think it was the right gamble for the long term.
Yes, I also believe so.
Oh, and he missed the bomb. But thankfully, it can get stuck on the edge there and make that far easier. At this point, he doesn't need to check any chests. He can just mosey right on along. But it never hurts to pick up more money.
Yeah, why not?
Even if he has absolutely no bottles somehow. Like, I want to know where all the bottles are hiding in the seed. Like, one was found by John, but that's it. Oh,
didn't John find 2 bottles, 7?
Only one is marked on tracker at this time. He might have 2. He'd have to pause for us to see and look at the bottles.
The tracker doesn't support numbers next to bottles.
I thought, oh, that might be the newer version for the main streams it does.
And here we're getting the validation chest.
Oh,
5 bucks.
Oh, that's disappointing. But then again, there isn't really, other than one of the medallions, there isn't really too much else that Lewd could find at this point, other than money and arrows and other miscellaneous garbage.
Our tracker confirming he cannot track the number of bottles.
That's unfortunate, but we know he has at least 1. Oh,
yep.
And Lewd unfortunately gets no hits in the opening. Ah, blue balls. Could this be one of those seeds where all he does is blue balls all the time? Oh, was that a double?
Yep.
Nothing to complain about there. And a single.
Nice double to finish this. Looks like left side swamp had a hard container.
Yeah, I believe Lewd skipped the left side.
Yes, he skipped it. He was already in go mode.
And here we go. We are about to enter the final battle. We may have a winner shortly.
Butter sword and silver arrows. I think this will be quite quick.
Don't stand so close to me.
Back off, buddy. I wonder if this is a song or something.
I think it is a song, yes. I wouldn't be able to tell you which band or who sung it, but it sounds like a song.
Yep, definitely.
Lewd's already in the fire bat phase. The power to butter sword. Ganon has to watch his cholesterol, so getting hit with the butter sword is very hazardous to him.
It is sung by the police.
Thank you, Hippo_S.
It's just for the back of body. Alright.
LewdDolphin is making very short work of these phases against Ganon. Not only is he good at routing, it seems like combat. Yes, he did find those arrows, Ganon, unfortunately for you.
Yep. And he gets the torch glitch.
Yes, he also is aware of the glitch with your torches. Oh, that splits a frame too early, it felt like. Or too late, rather. Early would have been good. And, ladies and gentlemen, we have our winner, LewdDolphin.
Let's get some GGs in chat.
With an official SLR time of 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 2 seconds. What is our victory message tonight? A winner is you. Well, LewdDolphin is certainly a winner with a time like that. Sub 2 on Randomizer is quite good. Meanwhile, it looks like John is quite upset at those squirrels. I don't blame him. They are an extremely annoying foe. I wonder if he will complete the seed. It will take him at least probably about 20 minutes to complete.
I just asked LewdDolphin if he wants to do an interview.
Hopefully he agrees. It would be interesting to speak to him. Also, I think we should switch to John's audio if he is on game only.
Yep, we'll wait for the audio to change. And we'll get LewdDolphin.
Besides, I want to hear the overworld music anyways.
Looks like John is going for the right play this time with Total Rock.
Oh, there's not too many more options, unfortunately. He has little choice. I think he's checked almost all the overworld locations as well.
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Also, I should pay attention to the credits for LewdDolphin because it could give us hints for a few places that weren't checked. Little love for sale. The witch buying drugs. No, Link was a drug dealer this seed.
Alright, LewdDolphin should be joining us shortly.
And yep, he's still in the waiting room, it looks like. And here he is. Welcome, LewdDolphin, and congratulations on winning this match.
Thank you, thank you. That was fun.
Your performance was quite good, actually.
Yeah, except for the whole getting confused in Pod's dark room.
It is one of the more difficult dark rooms to navigate.
Yeah, I usually have a map open for that maze, but I didn't today. I've been doing it mapless for the past several runs, but then today I just got so lost. I'm like, screw it, there's only one item left in here. I'll come back with a lamp if needed.
Which you never found.
No, I did find it. It was
The tracker doesn't say you did.
It was on Hylia Island, but I never went for it.
Oh yeah. Well,
I was surprised not to see you go for it.
Yes, your darkroom routing was quite exceptional.
Yeah, it's only Pod's darkroom that I have an issue with. If I was gonna go for the lamp, it would just be to finish that maze up.
There is quite a few
Makes sense.
things in Pod's darkroom, if I recall.
I got the big key from it. Oh, I mean the fire rod was in the in the basement dark room with the
Yes.
anti-fairies, which was nice to find. But then that was actually part of why I got out, was I thought, oh hey, there's a lot I can do with this fire rod. I'll come back to pod if I need to. Which I didn't, thankfully.
That certainly makes sense. And
But yeah, it
Just-
seems like almost every gamble you took paid off quite well.
Yeah, going into a desert really early, I was so happy with that. Getting the moon pearl and the power glove. Oh, jeez.
And the double dip for Turtle Rock ultimately paid off because it gave you the ice rod, and thus you were able to achieve go mode. And far sooner than expected.
Yeah. I just went over to TR to check what the medallion was, and I thought, oh, hey, I can actually enter it. So, you know, I have nothing, like, I don't have fire rod or ice rod. I can only check one chest. Oh, it's a key. I can keep going in this dungeon. Oh, here's a key. I can keep going in this dungeon. Well, this is the big key, so I can keep going in this dungeon. I was convinced the fire rod was going to be found in there, and
Well,
It
it was
would've been-
unfortunate that wasn't. It was a very good play.
it was
Yeah.
good to find the ice rod, though, because certainly, like, it would, like, later on, I would feel more inclined to have to search for the ice rod before going into TR.
Yeah, that's what John is doing right now. He is trying desperately to find that ice rod.
and what's
only-
disappointing right now is that he just found the hotshot in Turtle Rock, and unfortunately bailed out of there. And
He's
he's
probably
going to swamp again.
I imagine he's thinking, "Oh, it's probably my brain just had a brain fart. Sorry.
in swamp.
It's probably in
he's-
Swamp.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for
Or
fixing
in
the gap in
Hookshot
my
Cave.
brain. Oh yeah, you bonks were used to get through that to get to the one accessible chest. It's nice seeing that strategy in use.
I never actually went into Hookshot
Yeah,
Cave.
John did, but I think there was only money in there, unfortunately.
Yes, it was some junk.
Yeah, because my original plan was check Turtle Rock's medallion, then get the single Hookshot chest, and then get the Spike Cave chest. And when Turtle Rock became such an adventure, it didn't really become an option to backtrack to Hookshot Cave, so I just
Yeah.
fluted away and checked Mire, and saw that it was also Quake, but I didn't have magic, so I couldn't actually start it.
But yes, it was. John has realized that he will need a much bigger key for that chest in there. Unfortunately, only disappointment is in there.
Well, there was a silver rose that you found, Dolphin, going for these two chests while already in go mode.
Yeah, because I didn't have a bottle, I didn't have silvers. I just thought I needed to try to get some resource to take on Ganon more than what I currently had.
Yep, definitely
You're-
makes sense.
John has only found one bauble. He might have more, but we
I think he
we
found
cannot
two
track that,
personally,
unfor- we cannot track multiple bottles, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was amazed to finish this without a bottle. I think this is the first day I ever finished without a bottle. It just seems so rare to never come across one.
Yep. And yet the sick kid only had 20 bucks.
Aw, if the sick kid had hookshot, that would have been even better. I was
That would've
scared it was a
quite the
pedestal seed super early because all the pendants were early accessible. Except I guess I couldn't finish desert without a fire source, but I feared that fire rod was on the pedestal, and that lamp was somewhere terrible.
Yep, it was certainly good to see you go early for the pedestal check.
Yeah, I had to calm my sanity there. I mean, I've been screwed by a pedestal seed. Like 2 of the qualifier races were pedestal seeds, and
Yep.
I blindfolded both of them to great result.
And we already saw quite a bit of pedestal seeds in the few matches that have been done for now.
That's
Just a pedestal seed I can remember his last night's seed with the Master Sword in there.
Well, it wasn't a pedestal seed because a
Yeah,
sword
it
was
wasn't
found in
required.
his tower. It was almost a pedestal seed.
Almost.
But an
And-
in-game time of 1 hour and 39 minutes and 46 seconds. That's pretty impressive.
And
Thank you.
sorry for the self-promotion, but I just did a race a few hours ago with the boots on pedestal.
How
Required.
did that go? How did that go?
Well, I knew it kind of early, so I was quite happy to see them there.
That's randomizer for you. Like 1 seed, you could get all the items like this one fairly early on, only be
Yep.
missing 1 or 2. Or you could get a seed where you don't find anything, basically, for like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Meanwhile-
those barren seeds are like the worst.
Yes, like the one last night. It was quite barren, unfortunately, for quite a long time. Meanwhile, John is continuing.
Yeah, he's
He
doing
is trying his best.
very
I don't
clean
blame him.
work. And
Imagine
Argus
he
goes
will-
down.
I imagine he will be dunning within the next, probably, 15 minutes, probably? Since he does have to clear out all the Turtle Rock.
I just hope he goes right back in there.
Now, according to the tracker, pod is not complete. He might be thinking, oh, it could be in there, I'll go there. When
Unless
it's
he got
unfortunately
all
the
the
wrong
items.
play.
Has he
I
checked
just-
the pedestal?
Yes.
Okay. Well, he did at least enter it once to get that fire rod, so I don't know how many chests there are left for him to get.
Yeah, I don't know. I know he did the dark room because he had the lamp. So maybe he just got everything. And looks like he's going for Turtle Rock. Just a good play.
It may be late, but it is the right play. But it does seem like in this version, the dungeons do tend to be a bit more profitable most of the time. And he checked. I'm surprised he hasn't found more. Like, I know we can't track the number of bottles, but I don't think he has more than 2.
Maybe they're all in Ganon's tower. Like right side or something.
They're all
On the
behind
handle.
ice armors. Or, well, not all of them, but some number of them are there.
3 bottles behind ice armors. Maybe they're building a collection or something. But I think he will certainly go left side, since there wasn't a key on the right side. As you checked.
Unless it was in the tile room.
That would be awful. There's no. At this point, there's probably a bottle in tile room.
And in the big chest.
Yes.
Things that you usually won't check because the chest density is much higher on left side. Oh, he's checking Hookshot Cave.
Which is a nice idea.
Well, we don't know what's in here. There could be. Oh,
A
there's a
bottle.
bottle. That's where it was hiding. Unfortunate. Oh, and the another bottle.
Another bottle.
We can. This is bottle
They
cave
were all
now.
there. If I didn't get anything from the few chests in Swamp, I was gonna go to Hookshot Cave.
Now he's dipping
Yep.
straight in there. He knows it's not a pedestal seed, so he's probably thinking maybe there's nothing in pod, which would be a correct line of thinking. But yes, this was a very good seed.
I was happy to get red rupees from the tree, and then I was less happy when there were free rupees all over the freaking place.
Yes, like John right now has 1,654 rupees. This seed definitely threw them all at both of you early. You know, looking at IRC, it looks like John and told you GG LewdDolpin. It's good to see that he is a good sport about this match.
I always have to finish, even if you feel like,
Yeah.
oh gosh.
Yeah, like
Well,
I've only
for-
seen one forfeit, and it was last night. I'm sure
But
there's been a few more
forfeits
forfeits.
are
but
not advantageous because they give you a 6-hour time, and in the case of tiebreakers, it could
it'd be
make your
disastrous.
could be disastrous.
But yes, John now has the big key in Turtle Rock. Hopefully, he checks the laser room.
Well, he needs to check the laser room.
Yes, I believe it. I think it's the third chest in there that had the ice room.
Maybe.
It's been a while. Like Lewd got it like half an hour ago or so.
I don't even remember where it was.
It was in the laser bridge room, but
Well, I mean, I knew that much. I don't remember which chest.
yeah, I think it was the third one.
He's going to check the Mimic Cave.
Unfortunately, we will not be able to keep the tracker updated because our tracker had to go, but at this point, there's only one item from him that needs to be tracked if he finds it.
Well, no, it looks like Avelash is taking the work for tracker. At this point, I think we'll only need him to track the ice rod.
Awesome. It's always awesome that the team behind the scenes is on the ball, keeping everything
Yep.
updated and kept track of.
Hi, Avelash. He's just did a friend your face Z in chat. So get ready to track that ice rod in the laser bridge room, and I think that will be it. Unfortunately.
Well, then Academ too.
Yeah, there's
And
also...
Total Rocks Crystal. So there's 3 things left to mark.
Yep.
While we're waiting for him to complete, I should check the schedule to see if anyone else will be racing on this channel after this run concludes.
That's a good idea.
It looks like the next race for this channel, which I believe is Randomizer Mania 3, will be at 12:30 a.m. between Dr. Bombtastic and Elias 5891. And the commentators for that will be Tsunami and Demon RHK.
Alright, so if you're still awake at this hour, make sure to watch them.
I think there might be a number of main tournament matches going on right now as well.
Yes, I think there was quite a few on the Speed Gaming's channel.
There are a lot of exciting runs coming
Yeah.
up.
But for now, we want to see John finishing his run.
And he's finally found the ice rod
Yep.
and gets a laser to the face where his trouble's going after the +5 bombs. But now he is officially in go mode and can head straight to the boss. We'll see how well he does there.
No magic left.
That could be it. Well, there is a refill coming up very soon.
Yep. Maybe we'll see him go back to powder the anti-fairies.
Or maybe
Only
he'll
3 hearts can be dangerous.
It's 4 now. But even
Yeah.
with the red mail, Trinex can do quite a bit of damage in a hurry. Oh,
He also
he does have.
two
He has 2
fairies.
fairies. He has
Yeah.
fairies. He is perfectly fine. A death won't stop him in the slightest. Yes, there will be quite a bit of a break before the next run on this channel.
And Trinex's first 2 heads are going down very quickly.
Pretty good execution. It seems like Trinex always like to try and get that last attack in every time. A very clean kill of Trinex. But yes, I know I've said it many times, but this was a very good run to see. And I know I'm looking forward to the rest of the runs from both these players.
Yep.
I'm definitely looking forward to all my runs for sure.
I'm
also looking forward. I'm looking forward to my own runs as well. My first run is tomorrow, in fact, at 8 p.m.
Alright. Good luck.
Yes, thank you.
Unfortunately, I won't be there to watch it.
Might be for the best. Not exactly the best player. But I have been practicing after seeing the good execution and routing of so many runners in the secondary. I'll have to step up my game to be able to compete.
Yep, it's very nice that... Well, I wasn't there when the last tournament was active. But I think there was only one tournament, there was no secondary.
Yeah, it was just... There wasn't too many people, if I remember right, but it was so popular that this one, they knew they were getting flooded with applications to join.
Yep, and it's really exciting to see that while there are many very good players that got in the main tournament, even the secondary tournament has very good runners.
Yes, like...
And I think we just saw that tonight with this
over
race.
300 people were in the qualifiers, after all. And I believe between the main and secondary tournaments, there's like 250 participants in total. Like, that is a large amount of people playing Zelda.
That's exactly the right number. 100 people in the main one and 150 in the secondary one. So that makes for lots of matches.
Yes, like just in the secondary tournament, each group has 5 people in it, and will be facing each other once each. For I'm bad at math. It's a large number of matches per group, suffice it to say.
I feel bad saying that, but I think this many matches can make you tired of Randomizer, maybe?
Yeah, like today I didn't watch too many. I think I watched some of one main tournament match. Focus more on practicing, which is always a good strategy. But LewdDolpin, are there any matches in particular that you are excited to see in either tournament?
Not particularly. I don't know. I just catch whatever's on. I mean, like the big names like Christos and Andy, of course. You know, those are the ones to watch.
Yeah, his recent match was a sight to behold.
I actually haven't seen it yet. I've been busy this week. I did see the clip of him doing hovering in the hookshot cave.
Yes. And yet his opponent managed to only be a few minutes behind him in the end.
Oh, that's impressive.
That's really
he took so many gambles and they paid off, basically.
It's always great to see races like this.
Hovering is something that I would love to be able to learn someday, but
There's so many frame perfect inputs for the shortest one that's actually worth doing.
Right.
Hypo is calling us out that Ben won the last tournament and we didn't mention him. But
to be
yeah.
fair, well, I didn't know that because I didn't know about the tournament either when the first one happened.
Ben is
I
definitely.
learned about the tournament last Wednesday, so. But hey, it seems like they trust me enough to do commentary. Perspective of a complete newbie to Randomizer. Hopefully, it's good.
I will give it a listen later, and I will judge you.
But I know I had
Everything that
fun
you've seen.
commentating with you.
Don't judge me too harshly. I'm sensitive.
It's okay. I'll only judge you lightly.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I like about this community. They're so gentle about their judgments. Looks like John is going for the fire rod and sword strategy against the Lanmols.
Yep. Only needs 2 sword hits or 2 fire rod hits.
Unfortunately, they are not cooperating with him in which directions they are going. They're being quite
Yep.
trollish.
And he just got trolled by the fireball. Fortunately.
It makes you wonder what the developers were thinking when they were designing this dungeon. It's like, oh, we're going to have these boss refights. How can we make this more challenging? Oh, we'll just
Yeah.
put a fireball launcher in the left corner. It's good.
Is this a Mega Man game?
Yeah. Yes.
Where you get to refight all the bosses?
You do get to refight the initial Light World ones.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you don't get any cool weapons from beating the bosses, unlike Mega Man. I actually wonder if there's Mega Man. I know there's a randomizer for Mega Man 2, if I'm not mistaken.
I heard there are randomizers for everything now.
Yeah, even Metroid Prime, a GameCube game, actually has a randomizer.
Yep.
It's amazing how randomization technology has come along.
I think it's really exciting to see all these communities just get around randomizers.
Yes. I think the Super Metroid one was the first really super popular one. It just sort of snowballed. Oh no, John has.
He has a
unfortunately. Oh yeah. Still, it is a little unfortunate to take a death. It costs a good amount of time for the fairy to do her magic. He still has one left for presumably the Ganon fight. And
I
also
liked. Sorry, I liked how Meyer had the powder and the net. So it's basically the anti-fairy collection kit.
Yep.
yeah, that's pretty much telling you, hey, maybe you should stock up on these. They're useful.
But without borders, cannot do anything.
Right.
Yes, they were all in the hookshot cave apparently. Validation chest. Oh, you got a little mad there at it. I don't blame him.
Yep.
Validation chest rarely has anything of value.
Well, to be fair, he already had everything of value on him.
Pretty much. This is almost 100% run, really. All he is missing is some heart containers, and not very many of them. Oh, a double, it looked like. I
Or
think.
was it? Maybe.
It's always hard to tell when two of them hit about the same time.
Yes, I think when they hit on the same time, they don't count.
He's going for a single.
At least that's my experience of it.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm not sure how that missed, actually.
Did it one hit?
I like how we're all silent, just focusing on this.
Concentrating, it's silence time.
And there goes Aga 2.
Aga 2 defeated.
Oh no. Ganon's a pig monster, guys? Like, I didn't realize that at all. I wasn't paying attention to LewdDolpin when he was fighting Ganon.
Wait, there's a story in this game?
Story? It doesn't sound right. I played this one version of this game once, and it was weird. Like, you got a lantern in the first chest and a sword from your uncle every time. It was very weird.
Yeah.
And all the text was in English, too. Like, I'm not sure what I was playing.
Yeah, and the opening uncle dialogue was so long and not funny at all.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like
That was
it was basically Blurg, I'm dying, take this stuff.
and not even jokes in there. I mean, come on. My preferred one is the text when he goes like, "Well, I'm going to see the mods tutorial," and he just goes on to die in the castle.
My favorite is when he says, "It's dangerous to go alone. See ya."
Well,
Yeah, this one's also good.
I wish there was a way for like the Uncle text to exist in open mode. Because
Yeah, that's the only
there's
thing
quite
that's
a few
really
funny.
missing.
There's quite a few funny messages.
Yep. There's also the C's when he tells you this is a sub 2 hours guarantee, and there's
Is that
like
true? Or he's
it's a
lying.
pedestal seat.
He's lying, Uncle. And yes, Ganon and John certainly found the silver arrows in the swamp house, but you better be careful.
I got afraid. I
Yes.
thought he may fall. He didn't.
Looks like he is having a little bit of trouble against Ganon here. Oh, he just missed that one. Oh,
And he just
another
died.
death. And I
Does
don't
he
know if you
have-
heard that, but it seems like my cat has joined us for commentation once more. What do you think of John, my cat? Hmm? What do you think? You gonna say something? You gonna say something for us? Yes, he thinks meow. That's a good opinion. I share it. John is very
Yes.
meow right now. Seems like he is not having much luck with the torches, unfortunately.
Let's
He has
all
plenty
be
of
on
magic,
the
so I'm surprised he's not just using the fire rod exclusively. And he is down, and with a... Let me bring up the IRC once more. With an official time of 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 22 seconds.
Almost all twos.
Just one short of that.
Well, that's 10 minutes.
Good work, John.
Yeah. GG.
We'll see if we can bring him in for an interview as well, since we have quite the gap in the schedule right now.
Yep. I guess you're asking.
Yep. I need to do more work around here. I gotta earn my keep.
We all need to earn our keep.
Unfortunately, it seems like he is declining, but that is okay.
Just like we're still getting an interview from your cat.
The vultures rule the desert. And the bully has made a friend. And somehow our uncle recovered from being dead. Like, that could be useful.
Well, there's fairies and everything, so why not a little bit of divine intervention?
And I took the time to ask him if he had any comments with the run, and he said they did make some bad decisions and some bad tracking, but it does happen to the best of us.
He especially notes that trip to Lanmolas because he had bad tracking of the items in there.
But yeah, so like, there are what, like 200 plus possible item locations. That is a lot to keep track of, even with a tracker.
Yep, certainly.
I think he done quite well, in my opinion. And hopefully he can learn some lessons from this and improve for his next race.
Yes. So I think we will be wrapping this up.
Yes, I don't think there's too much, unless LewdDolpin has anything else to add.
I had fun.
That's good. That's the main goal, this whole thing. It's not about winning or losing. It's about enjoying the game.
Yes, and I certainly enjoy commentating the both your runs. So, I had fun.
I'm glad you guys had fun too. I look forward to listening to the commentary later. Thanks for taking care of that, and thanks to the trackers for tracking this match. And to Alvi for the restream.
Yes, he has restreamed quite a few matches so far. He is certainly an asset to this tournament.
And thank you to the both of our runners for making this possible by running. And GG again, to our winner.
What was the command to bring up the runners again? Thank you, Ninban. Be sure to follow these two if you like their race, or simply like them in general. And the couch cash sleeps again, forever. Oddly enough, it's shaped like a sword at the moment. That's weird.
Maybe it's hidden beneath the sword.
Yeah, maybe it's
On the
under the
tip?
sword. Like we don't need the sword.
Yeah, the sword just another fake one.
I mean, the sword's sparkling, so certainly it's filled to the brim with rupees.
Yeah.
But I believe we can wrap this up. Thank you for attending, everyone. The next race is at 12:30 a.m. Should you be awake on this channel?
In the meantime,
schedule again. Where did I put it? It will be against Dr. Bombastic against Elias 5891, and that could be an interesting race to come see.
in the meantime, it's like there are already races going on in the Speed Gaming 2 and Speed Gaming channel at 45 minutes.
I might check some of those out.
Yep.
It's always good to check out the main and secondary tournaments. But once again, thank you, everyone. Thank you to our runners and my excellent co-commentator, as well as our tracker and restreamer.
Yep, thanks to you
I
all,
forgot
and
the name
thank
of
you
our
to
tracker.
Amatsu.
Thank
Our
you
first
very much.
tracker was Link a lot.
Yeah, Sir Links a lot. Now I remember. And our restreamer, Alvi. You are certainly making this all possible, helping get far more matches than normally would be possible out there. And what else? There has to be something else we can discuss, because I want to see John's stats. I think we can at least see those and discuss them.
Yep. And also thanks to Evil Ash for doing the end tracking.
Apparently he is also in the credits to this. Wow, you opened almost all the chests in the game, John. That's pretty impressive. It was almost 100% run.
Yeah.
It wasn't... Well, I guess with how the items were distributed, it was that sort of seed where you had to find almost everything to succeed.
Definitely.
Dungeon completion. Quite a few
Just like-
burritos and compasses and small keys.
Just
All
like
the
Evil
big
Ash
keys.
noted, his name is in the credits for tracking.
11 bosses fell. Oh yeah, the ice armors count as a
Yeah.
boss, don't they?
He got 2 of the crystals. Fortunately, they were not needed.
Agnum's Tower, didn't have to go there, always good. Yeah, a pretty good 4-player. Ganon's Tower didn't collect much there.
Yeah, it was quite an early key.
Wow. No level 1 or 2 boss skills. That's impressive. And only one with the level 3 sword. I believe that was blind, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was blind.
And then immediately finding the butter sword pretty much right after. No deaths, however. I guess if a fairy revives you, it doesn't count.
Yeah, doesn't count.
And we have an official in-game time of 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 17 seconds. Not that the in-game time matters,
Yeah.
but it is good to know. And I believe that is now everything.
Yep, we have the end on both screens, so I guess this is really the end.
Like, I would love to stay here talking all night, but I don't think that would be a very good use of our restreaming resources at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think it would be quite interesting for runners.
Like, we could discuss how that the end uses a unique font, but that's about it.
Yep. Alright then. So thanks for viewing again for our runners.
And we will see you another time.
Yeah.
And have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.